This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injuries and additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Hey all, I'm Jamie Lynn Sigler, a mom, actor, and advocate. I know how overwhelming it can be trying to decide which treatment is right for you. I've been there. But you should know you're not alone. You can do this. Start with some research, talk to the community, and most importantly, don't be afraid to ask your doctor questions. You might find results that speak for themselves. That's how I landed on Kesimpta. Ask your doctor if Kesimpta, ofatumumab, could be right for you. You can check out the details at kesimpta.com.
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man. Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Derek Oaker, right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, talking about those Detroit Lions with the one and only at Chops in the D. He's back. He says he's ready. He started doing this before I hit record. Woo-wee! He started hashtagging things.
Woo! Hashtag choppy liking.
We're here for part 2 of the series everybody loves, and that's dollars that make sense. S-E-N-S-E.
Money, 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 money.
Chop, chop. It is offensive tackles and edges, everyone's favorite positions. How you doing, buddy?
Oaker, great to be back on the Koolaid Cast. You know, I just for a brief second, I thought that you worked the money drop and somehow inserted the choppy laugh with the background singers going. But man, I don't want to say you let me down, but I know you're a busy man. But I'm feeling some kind of way about that right now, but that's okay. This is everybody's favorite segment. Dollars make sense. I can't give you the live drop. Maybe we can get the recorded drop on the laugh, but let's go.
Chop, we don't have time to mess around. Let's talk about... Let's start. Let's tease everybody. They got to wait for edges, because I know everyone's like, but that's great. We need edges. We can't get after the court. Yeah, we know. We've heard that before. But let's talk about our dominant offensive line. And that starts with Taylor Decker, Choppy Chop. He's 32, makes $23 million. That's on nearly 8% of our cap. It's not $53 million like your quarterback. $20 million on average. Signed a 3-year, $60 million extension. $1 million guaranteed. But he's a hell of a left tackle. What do you think about those dollars? Does that make sense to you?
Well, before we get into that, I'm going to have to just correct you on there because the actual cap hit from my boy, Jared Goff, is $32 million this year. But we'll get into that. We're not here to talk about quarterbacks. Nope. We're here to talk about tackles. And to me, Taylor Decker, top top 5 left tackle in the game, making $23 million. I think that's a dollar that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, like you said, he takes about 8% of our cap, but when you look collectively at this group, he's really the only one that's getting big time piz aid right now this year. So I like that cap number. It's not too bad for me.
I've gone in and out on Taylor Decker. He's very good. I don't know that I love these multiple double dip re-signings. You don't notice him much, which is a good thing, but I noticed him a lot when I saw $20 million on average, probably paid as a top 8 left tackle. I didn't pull it up, of course, because I don't do that. I'm not about the stats like some people on this show. But since we're talking dollars, like, I like his mentality. I overall like his play. He loves being here. But I need at least one more good year out of him to justify the dollars. If he gives me double and plays really good, I'm more than happy to pay it. But you heard me a while back say I was ready to kind of move on and switch my boy Penei Sewell over to the left side, which let's get to him. He's second on my list here. 25 years old, a cap hit, unlike your quarterback, unlike Taylor Decker. Only $9.5 million against the cap in 2025. He does make $28 million on average on an annual value. Signed a 4-year, $112 million extension. He barely has more guaranteed though than Taylor Decker at only 42. So work that math for me, Chops. He signed for $112 million. Taylor Decker 60. Yet Taylor Decker gets 32 guaranteed and Penei gets 42? How does that work?
That is a Brad always open for business whole magic touch that he had there. He was quick to get this guy extended. It was a savvy move before the market went way out of whack. Enjoy this last year of Penei at 9.5. 3.25% of the cap, because this is the last year that he's going to be cheap, ladies and gentlemen, because next year, as we all know, goes up to 28, and then 32, and then 34, and a nice little dip there, team friendly, 27 in 2029. So this is our last year with the Penei getting the low end of the deal. I think effective next year, obviously the cap will go up, but he'll be looking at right around that 9 to 8% of our cap hit starting in 2026. So enjoy him on the cheap this year, Oakery. It's a dollar. That makes a hell of a lot of sense to me.
Chop, I agree with Penei Sewell. I mean, I just love Penei Sewell, I gotta say.
Yeah, look, it's like I said, man, just enjoy this last year because it's a cheap hit right now and it's going to go way up. And I think the guaranteed is a little bit tricky with him too, because I think he had a pretty big guaranteed at signing bonus that really like made that number go crazy. So I think his total guarantee on the 112 is actually 85, but his guaranteed at signing was like 43 million. So you know how the cap is, it's funny money, baby. So they get to mess with it here and there, and I think it's just crazy how they work around this when they do.
When you say funny money or it's not real, what's another couple words you might use to describe that kind of stuff?
Oh gosh, another couple words. I mean,
Meta AI is the personal AI to help you with whatever you need. Plus, it meets you where you are. Not only is Meta AI now an app, but it's also on the apps you already know and love: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. Plus the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. It's easy to access wherever you are. So whether you're talking or texting, Meta AI is convenient to use throughout your day. Experience our newest AI that's tailored to you by downloading the Meta AI app. Try the Meta AI app today on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Imagine this: the best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
Lights, camera, innovation. Walt Disney Studios chose advanced 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business to transform the movie-making process. Together, we kept a remote production hub in Hawaii in sync with a team in California to bring Lilo and Stitch to theaters this summer. This is picture-perfect collaboration. This is Walt Disney Studios with T-Mobile for Business. Take your business further at T-Mobile.com/now.
Grandpa's here!
Hank's always helping out, Grandpa style. Now he's treating his prostate cancer with help from Xtandi enzalutamide. Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Xtandi.com.
Shopping is hard, right? But I found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And he sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what works and send back the rest. It's so easy. Make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
Starts with a B.
I was gonna say, I think what you're going with here is my overly used terminology of the boola boola when it comes to that funny money.
I think it's my new favorite gimmick phrase on the show. So let me ask you this. We're aficionados of the realitysportsonline.com. You know, we try to build our football teams. We have to have 53 players. We have to have a full salary cap. We have to manage all that. And we both know that sometimes you got to have studs and scrubs. You got to have guys you pay, guys you don't. And I'm looking down this list of tackles, and I'm like, Brad always over for Business Homes paid Taylor Decker multiple times. He paid Penei Sewell at the premier price. And then we got a bunch of guys that are vets, young cats, projects, and none of them make any money. So do you agree with this approach, or what do you think before we get into these depth players, let's call them, at tackle for the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, that's a great call out by you because I was able to kind of take a quick peek here. It looks like Taylor Decker is the 5th highest tackle paid in the league, and Penei falls right around like 30, maybe 25 highest paid. So enjoy that discount on the best right tackle in the game in Penei Sewell. But to your point, Okri, not only does the salary drop off significantly after Sewell, so does the talent. Because I know we got some guys that we don't really know what they are. They're TBD, if you ask me. I hope they play well. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we'll get into the cast of bowling alley misfits after Penei. But those are some really nice cap hits.
Chops, I have a side question. Why can't you ever get an Okri gimmick phrase right? I mean, you can't do the Jahmyr Gibbs gimmick right. You never get the TBD right. You don't use just saying properly. Like, why is this? I seem to be able to master all your goofiness.
Well, that's because my goofiness actually makes sense and is smooth and crystal clear, and yours is kind of boola boola and all over the place. And also, it's fun to make fun of your gimmicks and get them wrong.
Oh my goodness! Why do I do this, people? I don't know. Let's go ahead and kick this over to you. Normally, I tee you up with great, I just a great host. I put it on a tee just so you can say the same old thing over and over again. But let me just kick it to you so you can go on and on for a couple minutes about how you love Dan Skipper, why Dan Skipper's so good, how he's reporting eligible, why he's a nasty beast, why you should always pay him $2 to $3, $1 million, whatever it is, to be on this football team. Go ahead.
Oh, listen, you can't. It doesn't get any better than Dan Skipper at $1.1 million, running it back, reporting is eligible, doing whatever you need him to do. I mean, can the guy play center? Maybe even like who knows what this guy can do? He can do everything. He can catch. Maybe we can do a little loop trickery, and he can throw the ball to Jared Goff for a touchdown. You never know what Dan Skipper can do. But look, at $1 million, I can't complain about him, right? Like, he is the most experienced tackle we have on the squad after Penne. So, I'll take the $1 million.
What I love so much about that take from Chops at Chops and the D, you guys can find him on Twitter, is it started at 1.1, then went down to mil, then it's like whatever it is. Whereas like I started rounding Dan Skipper up. I got him at 1.2. I called maybe 2-3 million because I like everything about the guy. I'm not very sure about much that he does unless he's like our fourth tight end on a goal line set. But I wouldn't tell Dan Skipper that to his face. I'm sure he's a wonderful gentleman and could kill me. But I don't love that he's our next up. And then speaking of next up, what about Gio Manu? Had to have him in the 4th round. Didn't see the field. No one expected him to. Haven't heard much. Some people say look out for this guy. Other people say he's going to be shining shoes. 1.1. Young guy. Big dude. Do those dollars make sense at Chops in the D on the X machine?
So the dollars absolutely make sense. Again, you said right on 1.1. For me, does the value you paid in the draft to get this guy make sense? And that is still up in the air, if you ask me. Like, I would love for Manu to just like shine and become, I think some people like have it in their head that he's like the guy that takes over for Taylor Decker, like, and becomes the right tackle when Penne switches over to the left. So I would love for that to take place. I mean, again, you got him locked in until 2027 at basically like $1.5 million tops each year. If he could really turn into that starting right tackle, that would be huge. I don't know if it's going to happen. I know that people said the same thing about the next guy we're going to talk about, who also makes basically the same amount of money. But one of these guys is going to have to step up, because we didn't even dive into, a little bit of something I alluded to earlier, where is Taylor Decker a possible cap casualty going into the future after this year? You never know.
So, Chops, what you're saying in summary is TBD, if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope he plays well. Exactly. And this was probably your reaction, as it was mine and many people when they drafted him.
Who is this Rudy Poo?
I hope the dollars make sense. I hope he plays great. We'll see. Colby Sorsdahl at tackle, Chops. A guy we had to have mid-round, late round. He's a guard. He's a tackle. He could do this. He's a hard worker. He's been here for quite a while. Nobody's been very impressed with his play. He makes no dough, so he put up with it. I'm sure we could do better if we wanted to, but I'm sure they're going to tell you he's in the best shape of his life. He's ready to go. He's really matured. He's stronger. All that stuff. Like, does Colby Sorsdahl both play, but more so contract, make sense to you in here 2025, or is he bound for other occupations moving forward?
I mean, I look at Colby Sorsdahl's bio, and there isn't even a tab for stats because he hasn't flippin' played at all. He's going into year 3 out of William & Mary, 5th round pick, and I don't know anything about this guy. I know the boola, the noise, the what he could be, the would be, should be, could be's, but I've never seen the guy even take a real snap in the NFL. So I have zero idea what this guy can be. I mean, he can't get paid much less, right? At $1 million bucks. I mean, it's pretty much the league minimum at this point. But I don't know what he is. I would love to say he's going to be something, but can he play football? I don't know.
I love how you went to the offensive lineman stats, and I think whatever choppy website you're looking at is a little bit off, because I I'm pretty sure Colby Sorsdal has not only played at some point in his career, but I believe he's even started games on the inside or had to play multiple, long periods of games, but they weren't the greatest, and we looked for substitutions as soon as possible, but he's always there on game day as the guy holding the clipboard, passing out Gatorade, doing whatever he does, and hey, I'd do that for $1.1 million, but this is a guy where he feels like he should be a good depth, multiple position lineman, but everybody that I've talked to, and even myself included, seems like he's out of town. They've already cut him, so we'll see what happens. Let me ask you this. Did you know there was a human being on our team named Jamarco Jones? Did you know that, Chops? Were you aware?
These next two are just the best. I look at this. I pulled up, the old shout out to Spot Track, and I'm like going down the list, and I'm like Jamarco Jones and Mason Miller. Are those? I mean, first of all, JJMM. Are those real names? Are those actual people that we pay to be on this squad, Oakrey? Because I don't know who either of those two cats are.
I should have done a deep dive on Jamarco Jones because it sounds familiar. Like maybe he's like a younger vet that's been in the league at a few teams, and they probably think he's got some depth potential, but I don't think so. I mean, I think we have a drop for what I think he's probably going to do or what his capabilities might be.
Nope.
Exactly. Now, don't hate on my boy Mason Miller, though. North Dakota State, loved by our offensive line coach, Mr. Hank Fraley, and this guy's got some ability. Undrafted player. I've heard some buzz about Mason Miller. I think he could be the guy that's actually maybe not next up at tackle, but that fourth tackle that hopefully never needs to play, but could not only make this team, but could be higher on the depth chart than you'd like. There's some things I like about this guy from a size, talent, work ethic perspective, so it's kind of my sleeper right there. Mason Miller, the undrafted rookie that I think the Lions like. Jamarco Jones, hit the Google machine. I don't know.
Listen, if Mason Miller is our next man up, we might be in really big trouble. And to back up my stats that you said are non-existent, in 2024, I believe that Colby Sorsdal took one snap. He had some in 2023, over 200 snaps, but last year, didn't do anything. So,
parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
What's worse than an ad interrupting your favorite music or podcast? That uninspired coffee you've been drinking while working, which is why Flavia is elevating your everyday coffee experience. Now you can enjoy cafe-quality beverages like coffee, tea, frothy lattes, and creamy hot chocolate made right in your home office, actual office, or wherever you want to upgrade your mug with bold, delicious flavors. Visit Flavia.com to shop the collection of machines and beverages now.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
Hi, welcome to IKEA.
This is my college campus.
Correct, but I see you're on IKEA.com ordering some college items.
My daughter's room is pretty bare. We need a lamp, some comfy pillows, her favorite stuffy.
Dad!
With pickup options, we've got what you need to conveniently order IKEA. Literally anywhere.
Sweet. More time for gaming.
And studying. Wait, where are you going now?
Have to show the ultimate Frisbee team how easy it is to order from IKEA. Get IKEA whenever, wherever, however you want. Choose from thousands of pickup locations, affordable delivery options, and more.
Oh my God, it's the coolest thing ever. Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? Well, check this out. It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. They ship Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garten's famous cakes. Seriously. So if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT.
Okay, but if you didn't fall asleep on the show, or you didn't ignore what I said, I didn't say he balled out and played a bunch last year. I said in his career he's played, because your take was he has no stats. He's never played a snap. And I said that's incorrect. And you proved me right, because a couple years ago, we needed the bum. Last year, we realized he couldn't play, so he didn't get out there, yet he still makes no money, so we kept him on the team. Am I right?
That's right. And that's the recap on the last 5 guys. They make the bare minimum, and we just have to pray to the NFL football gods that we don't need any of them in any kind of real capacity. Because after Penne, the depth is scary to me.
All right, fair enough. And everybody, we hope you're still locked in here to the Koolaid Cast. We didn't fill up your glass at the top of the show. We always should, and we'll do that now.
Drink it in, man.
You know what goes good with a big, delicious Honolulu blue flavored glass of Kool-Aid? Double-sided cornbread.
Cornbread! Cornbread!
And if you're still with us, we appreciate it, because gosh almighty, me and Chops, we have audio issues, lag issues, all types of things. We're motoring our way through it, but we've talked way too much about tackles. We got to get some more of our great sponsors in, but you got to come back after the break, because I'm looking at edges. I'm looking at a dominant player, Humbada, guy on the last year of his deal, a bunch of whoopsie, I didn't know he was on the team, a bunch of, so much to get into and so much to rant and rave about. Not so much about the contracts, but the players. And actually dollars make sense too, because we got a guy named number 97 that we need to pay. We got a guy we brought back that I'm intrigued by once I looked at his numbers. So everybody, take a quick pause. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. This goes out to my fantasy football fans out there. Now, you probably heard about Reality Sports Online, the most powerful fantasy sports platform where owners can build and manage their fantasy team like a real NFL general manager. But the question is, have you tried it? I mean, we're talking free agency, multi-year contracts, rookie drafts, multi-team trades. You can put franchise tags on guys. It's as close as you're going to get to being an NFL GM. But do you think it sounds complicated? It's not. I'm here to tell you it's the best thing about Reality Sports Online is it's just more fun than your normal fantasy league, but it doesn't take barely any more time. After all this, are you still not sure? I mean, come on now. You can test your general manager skills by going over to Reality Sports Online, call it RSO. Please go check out realitysportsonline.com right now. Kool-Aid drinkers are back. Thank you so much for listening to the show, sharing the show, checking out the show. Really appreciate you. Chops is back on. Dollars Make Sense. Part 2. I did interior offensive line, interior defensive line. Then I hit you guys up with some unfiltered bonus extended content. Me and Chops live on the mic during the draft. We realized it wasn't the greatest perfect audio quality. That's been corrected moving forward. If we do it again, I held it back because I wanted you guys to get into all of the things and then be like, oh damn, draft audio, 2 hours, 4, whatever, however long it is. We probably said crazy stuff that we didn't cut, edit, do anything, because that's really not what we do. We literally hit record and go. So, Chops, those went up on Friday and Monday. This Friday, you're going to get to hear rounds 2 and 3, unfiltered draft audio.
There it is.
You know how we do. Chops, what do you got to say before we get to the edge players and the contracts and see if those dollars make sense?
Yeah, before we dive into that, Okri, I think I actually really appreciate that you were able to put out and that we can do the draft content. I mean, on draft day, we record for hours and hours and hours. Probably should have preemptively said, hey, this is an uncensored version of what happens on draft day. There may be some explicits. We try to keep it a friendly show, but sometimes that because we're not releasing it immediately, we go no holds barred. So apologies to anyone that maybe have been offended by any F-bombs or anything that came out of the Chopster's mouth, brother. So apologize for that. But look, we do it for the millions and millions, Okri, and I think they are enjoying it.
Yeah, we not only had to put it out eventually, but my favorite part is the accountability. Me and you both cannot duck the fact that we hated the Tyreek Williams pick. We went on and on about how much we didn't like it, why we didn't like it. He hasn't even played a snap or maybe even practiced, but I swear he looks a lot better in a Lions uniform. I like his mentality. He's probably going to be an Okri guy before it's said and done, but the audio will always say that I would have drafted my boy, Will Johnson. You took the maybe soon-to-be convict that went to Baltimore, which we like his talent, but, we're questionable. So it's always good to get those on the record so we can't go back and say boola boola. Very, very fun, but we'll do better with not only the audio quality on this show, but on those draft shows or other content. We're working through it, people.
Well, I think I got to cut you off real quick here because I think you and I both had a bit of a tainted vision on Tyreek, and that was probably because of, the school that he went to.
I mean, that's a very fair point. I think that we brought it up a lot of times and we'll continue to bring it up because, I mean, they suck.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
Chops, you want to know another thing? They're also vanquished.
Ohio State is vanquished.
And then they were vanquished again.
Ohio State is vanquished.
And again. You get it. All right. Well, hopefully Tyreek balls out for the Detroit Lions.
Yes, I think we can both agree that when the live on the clock, we were kind of like, huh? And now, like you said, we're rooting for the kid, and hopefully he's Aleem the Dream, aka 2.0, and those two boys can just tear it up in the middle.
Exactly. All right, Chops, let's get to the edges. I mean, we could start with the bottom of the roster, guys we haven't heard of, maybe people that are like, who, why, what, or we could talk about this man.
Unleash Hutch.
Aiden Hutchinson, number 97 in your program, 25 years old, prime of his career, coming off a horrible injury, but this guy's not babying his way back. He's not saying, I'm not going to practice till camp or take it easy on me or we'll wait and see. I'm not sure about the injury. When he got cleared, he's back out there rolling. We have little to no issues there. His contract was kind of interesting because the cap hit is around 11.4, less than 4% of the team's cap for a dominant top 5 defender in the National Football League. The average value on his rookie deal, which is why rookie picks are so awesome, even though he was the number 2 pick overall, the Jacksonville Jaguars passed on this guy. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, you're telling me we need the choppy laugh? I mean, come on now. That was a tremendous day for everybody involved. But even at number 2, dude makes 8.9 on average value throughout this contract. He does have a 5th-year extension, which bumps him up to 19.8 next year. Everybody that I've talked to, along with Logan Lamorandier from Sports Illustrated, all Lions, 4 Lions, whatever, like our man Logan as well as you and me are just like, pay this dude whatever, like 30 plus, multiple years, lifelong Detroit Lion. Like, I don't even need to ask if these dollars make sense, but I want to know the choppy contract that you're going to get this guy signed for and how you're going to make everything else work. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. We know this dollar makes sense this year, and then you said the club option at 19.7 mil next year, only 6% of the cap. Definitely makes sense, and again, the cap goes up, but dude, there's been a lot of speculation, rumor, innuendo, like, is Hutch making a mistake by not signing an extension now, coming off this injury? I think we're all in the camp of, like, hey, Lions, just, like, back up the Brinks truck and pay this dude now, because we all expect him to jump right back into his all-pro form, to break a bunch of sack records, to be the Hutch that he was on the trajectory of last year, just because of his mentality, and that's going to cost you more and more and more the longer you let this play out. So I trust Brad Holmes, but man, just pay this guy right now. And I'm looking at it, I mean, oh gosh, Okri, I mean, do we even dare start talking about what we think this contract is going to have to be? Because it's going to be crazy.
I mean, it's a lot per.
I already love same-day delivery with Shipt, but it's so much better since I signed up for Target Circle 360. Why? Because I no longer pay price markups from the majority of stores through Shipt. Only a handful of alcohol retailers and items don't count. That means no markups on groceries, pet food, even home goods and makeup. So to recap, I have more time to catch up on life while someone shops for me, and I spend less. It's a win-win. Order now at shipt.com/360. Terms apply.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Let's get real close to hear the maximum sizzle of Comfort Inn's free hot breakfast. Maximized. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
But, like, if you're talking about Trey and these guys are getting, like, 3-4 year deals at 30-some, like, I don't know that it's that terrible to just be like, how we got to get you over 100 mil to make it look good. And how about we do, you know, gosh, it's going to have to be like, I don't even know. What did Myles Garrett get? Didn't he get like 40 or like 35 plus, 38, something crazy?
Yeah, I mean, Max Crosby right now is making $38 million a year. That's his cap hit. He signed 3 years, $106 million at a 35.5 average. Myles Garrett I think he's the latest one to sign. He signed a 4-year, $160 million, 40 ABV, 60 of it guaranteed. So yeah, dude, like this is gonna have to be like. Is this gonna have to be 5 years, 200 mil? Like I don't know. I'm. That's what Garrett was getting, and I'll take Hutch over Garrett because of the age difference and the trajectory. Like, dude, crazy. It's going to be crazy. Garrett's already 30. Hutch is what, 25?
25. Did you hear yourself though? 5 years, $200 million for an edge rusher.
That's exactly what Myles Garrett's would be if you added that 5th year on, man. Like,
yeah, but Cleveland's insane. Like, I don't know why they jumped up so much. It's like when those teams, like quarterbacks are already getting buco bucks, and then one knucklehead comes in and like ups the market 15 per, and then everyone has to follow suit. Like that's what that felt like to me. But I mean,
Micah Parsons is going to get signed before Hutch. I mean, you got to get you got to get this deal signed. Because the more guys that get signed, your Micah Parsons, who else is another big name that's going to be up for a contract extension? Like the more these happen, the more the number goes up. So just flip and sign. I mean, here you go. Nick Bosa, 5 years, $170 million, and some would argue that's a discount. So he's 28. I mean,
so let me get into my Okri conspiracy theory because there's two ways this can go. One, I've heard Hutchinson say multiple times that him and Dan Campbell are here for a long time. They're both locked in forever, however he phrased it. But then I've also heard Brad, always Open for Business Holmes, say we're trying to work something out with the player and the player's agent. It takes two. We're not sure. We've been trying to see what we can do, and it seems like maybe he's sort of long playing it of just keeps going out there and putting up crazy numbers and holding out while other guys get paid, and then he gets more. So where are you at? Is it just a slam dunk, no doubt that he's here forever and pay whatever, or could it be a Hutch is a businessman. He's going to get every dime. It's going to have to be the right time. It's going to have to be the right steps. Like, what do you think?
Oh, man, you know, being a Michigan boy, like being here his whole life, going to college here, like my heart wants to say he stays a Lion forever, but these guys, you know, they don't have a whole lot of shelf life. And look, can the guy live off of, 5 years at $100 million for the rest of his life? Yeah, absolutely. But if you're telling me that there's a chance that he could get 5 years at $200 million or $190 million over 5 years, like, they got to do what's best for them. So I want Hutch to look. It would be the great story for Hutch to come out and take a team-friendly deal. Maybe it's even a shortened deal so he can renegotiate when the cap goes up again. Allow them to do their funny money business. Do 3 years at whatever 120 or whatever they're going to call it. But like, I don't like. I'm torn on this because I get it. I think these guys get to be greedy, but I also think that the owners of the NFL are greedy too. And the way the contracts are set and the way the system is set up, these guys have a shelf life about 35 years old, and their bodies go through hell. So Hutch has 10 years in the NFL or whatever to make as much damn money as he possibly can before his body just absolutely breaks down, like most of these guys do when they're playing that edge position. So he wants to get paid. I respect him for it. And right now, in my opinion, he's the best edge player on the market at the age that he's at. He would have broken every single freaking record last year if he didn't get hurt. So I understand the trepidation coming off an injury. People might want to wait. He may want to see. He may want to see if he can continue that upward trend. I think ultimately they get a deal done, but it's not going to be cheap, Oakley. It's not.
Chops, I have exclusive audio of Aiden Hutchinson here on the show.
Where's my money?
Exactly, Hutch. We're working on it. I have more exclusive audio, Chops, of Brad Holmes.
Help me! Help me!
That's basically the negotiation, and since you like to hashtag market, you like to do your predictions, sometimes it's, hashtag what Choppy said, and then it never comes to correct, and you never bring it up again. The one time you get it right, you talk about it forever. Like, are we going to hear this offseason? Where we see the Rappaport tweet, the Tom Pelissero, the whoever else on the multiple networks put out the tweet we've been waiting for, which is Aiden Hutchinson signs with the Detroit Lions, 5 years, 40, whatever, something guaranteed. Everyone's happy, locked in, good to go.
You think you're asking me, is that going to happen before the season starts?
No, I figured in the off season at some point in training camp. I thought you'd mark it. You'd get kind of a bold take here on the show for the people.
I mean, I feel like my bold take was saying 5 years, $200 million. Like, that's not bold enough for you. Now you want me to predict the day on July 17th and a half at 3 p.m. Adam Schefter is going to tweet out that no.
I didn't say the day, but I think that your 200 was a thought. I was looking for a yes or no. It's going to happen, or Okri, you're going to have to wait. It's not going to happen now.
It's not going to happen now because he's not going to do anything until Trey Hendrickson gets situated. And once Trey Hendrickson gets situated, then the number goes up again. So he's going to wait it out. He's going to wait for these other cats to get paid. And then his number just keeps going up. He's probably waiting for Micah Parsons and Trey Hendrickson to get their extensions, to get their worked out, to whatever's going to happen. And then he's going to say, whatever that is, I want that, at least that. So if that goes into the regular season, which it might, yeah, I don't think they're in any rush. He knows that he can get $19 million next year because at the very least the Lions are going to, execute that 5th-year option on the rookie deal. So he knows he's pizzade at least through then. So he's going to wait it out. He's a businessman, and I think he's got a pretty sharp agent too.
All right. I'm hoping something gets done. I think it will. I think, yes, he's going to want every penny, but he's a marketing guy. He knows he's going to be the guy in Detroit. Why not sign up, get all the ads, give a little to the hometown, win a couple Super Bowls? You know what I mean? That'd be something else, brother. Chops, let's talk about a guy who you love and me not so much, and that's Marcus Fat Davenport. I haven't checked in with him lately, but I'm sure he's a little plump. I'm sure he's a little been at the dinner table. I also heard all of our regime, Dan Freaky Campbell, Brad Holmes, everybody talk about this guy's amazing, and wait till you see, and he got hurt again, which we were shocked by. Wait what he does. He's a hell of a football. All this stuff I've heard. I'm looking at his dollars, and they actually make sense to me. $4 million cap hit, 1.34% in total, 2.5 annual value. It's a 1 year prove it or go shine shoes or get that ball that gets stuck down the lane type of contract. This guy used to be good in college. He had a couple flashes in the league. He's normally on the training table. But because this contract is so low and so ridiculous, it makes sense to me, and I damn sure hope this guy not only doesn't get hurt, but how about you get like a good amount of sacks, pressures, and actually do what this team thinks you can do and prove me wrong. How about that?
Yeah, it'd be nice, Okri, because since he came into the league in 2018, I think there's only been one season where he played more than 13 games. So, like you said, he's got injury problems. 2 games last year, only 4 the year before that in Minnesota. I don't mind the $4 million prove-it deal if he can get back to some of those totals where he had. The 1 year he had 9 sacks and with the Saints. Guy was a top 15 pick. I think 15th, maybe 14th for New Orleans in 2018. He had flashes. I think he's got potential. But it's time for him to show that potential with the Lions as this, what is he, 28 years old now. So I don't mind the contract. I won't refer to him as that name that you keep referring to because the man is big. He is nasty, 6'6", 285. He could smash me like a bug. So I will not disrespect him. Let's see him get some action on the other side of Hutch because, look, they're going to have to double up on some of these other guys, so it should open him up a bit.
Hey, Ryan, that was a fast trip. It was like you teleported.
Yeah, just got in. I'll get all my expenses logged, I promise.
Oh, no, you're okay. SAP Concur uses advanced AI, so your expense report will practically write itself. Quite the breakthrough. It's like we've been teleported into the future.
All right.
So, just curious, would you give us written permission to convert your matter into energy patterns and reassemble you at, say, random travel destinations?
Margaret, are you building a teleporter?
No. Yes.
SAP Concur helps your business move forward faster. Learn more at concur.com.
What world are we in where you're talking about potential draft status and I got to go back to what has he done? What has he physically done in the past, 5 seasons? Nothing exactly. This is bizarro land right now. So I'm trying to get the fat drop, but I can't get to it. And like you said, it's a little disrespectful, even though I think he's a big human being, but he used to be chiseled out of granite and look the part. And now he looks like he's had, a few too many Twinkies or that he's just a defensive tackle. I don't know. We'll see what he does. TBD. I hope he plays well. Josh Pascal, a guy that I remember being on the live microphone with you, and it was like, at first it was like, who, what? And that was like, you read up on this guy, and he beat cancer, and he's a physical beast, and he does this, he says all the right things, but I really haven't seen a lot of play out of Josh Pascal that I can be excited about. He's in the last year of his deal, $2.5 million. This is a guy that I think could play well because he knows if he doesn't, there's no other big deal or any deal coming for him. But what's a big year look for Josh Pascal now? He's almost too slow to really get after the quarterback. He's physical, but we got a lot of guys that can be physical at the line of scrimmage. So even though his contract's low, it doesn't really make sense, SENSE to me, but I'm very hopeful that he could have a nice year and perfect world be kept here with the Lions on a 2-3 year extension at a really low team friendly amount, but he's really gonna have to step up his play to do that.
Yeah, I believe your exact words were, I was a little off on this guy when he got drafted, but a week after the draft he was my new favorite player because of all his intangibles and his potential, and it's such a good story. So look, he's got to do something. 2.4 million. Again, not terrible, but I think he started 9 games last year, so 17 total starts in his career, 5 sacks, 60 tackles total, a forced fumble last year. So, I got to see something from him. I mean, he's going into year 4. He's got to prove it. And he's going to have every opportunity to prove it too, by the way, because there's no reason why, if Davenport can't stay healthy, that Pascal should not get an opportunity to be across from Hutch unless he gets overtaken by our next guy here who we both love.
Chops, I'm looking at the clock, and between me, thanking the people.
And the people consist of the millions.
Taking a few cheap shots at you, listening to you talk all about Hutchinson for 20 minutes, slip your quarterback in there a couple times. The clock's all jacked up. I feel like we're at another 20 minutes. It feels like 2. I'm looking at my list, and I got about 10 people still on my list. So let's go rapid fire. You tell me if you want to talk about any of these guys. Pat O'Connor, Miles Adams. Hold on, Miles. I know I love you. You're probably a great guy.
Who is this Rudy Poo?
A Gouday, who actually showed us a couple things, makes no money, so we like him. Ahmed Hassanian. Ahmed Hassanin. Ahmed Hassanin. You know what I'm talking about. Our draft pick, in the 6th round. Keith Cooper. I'm sure you got a deep dive on him.
Junior.
Nate Lynn, who I don't know, never heard of him, just like the people drafting in our RSO league, taking people I don't even know that ever played football. And Isaac Ekiwu. What is going on with this depth? And we have one good player. I don't like Davenport. You're going to say, oh, he's going to do this. The Lions love him. Pascal, we're both down on, but we're hope, but there's nothing to justify the hope. And then just a bunch of nobody there excites me other than Hassanian. I mean, it's just are we gonna get by with O'Connor, Agude, and Hassanin? Is that gonna happen? Really?
Look, the only savior in this entire group is possibly Ahmad Hassanan. That's the only guy that could possibly do anything because we got big hopes. Drafted this year. Everything that we've seen, he put up the stats in college, like you have astutely put out before. I think that everyone, I mean, at least the hype after the draft was like, dude, don't sleep on this guy. If the Lions don't, sign someone in the offseason or trade for a Trey, then, Ahmad Hassanan will probably be the guy across from Hutch when Davenport goes down and Pascal disappears.
Chops, what's going to happen is Keith Cooper Jr., as you said, is going to make plays in training camp, and we're going to have to do a 10-minute segment on him. And then we're going to be like, wow, we really like what Agude has given us. And I really like it because he makes $960K. All the people I just named off, 1.1, 960K, 897K for our rookie draft pick, 846. I mean, basically 840K for those bottom of the roster people. Again, we are putting no resource. I almost guarantee you go to most other teams and they've got 2 or 3 guys that all make a good chunk at this position. We have Aiden Hutchinson, a bunch of bargain basement clearance rack. They're going to do this. We like their hustle. They're full of grit. None of them have stats. None of them make money. And how are we going to get after the quarterback? You told me the only hope we have is a 6th round kid out of Boise State who has done nothing. That's our guy. And your love for Marcus Davenport. That's how we're going to get through this season? Really? That doesn't make sense to me.
Ahmad Hassanin.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, that seems crazy. They have to add a veteran. They have to add somebody that has actual statistical pass rush. But again, if you pay Hutchinson a buco bucks, you pay nobody else, it works on the cap. But I do not like this depth chart the way I see it right now.
Yeah, to add to the narrative, Oakley, Hutch and Davenport collectively make $15 million. The entire room total makes $25 million. So 2 dudes make 15 out of $25 million. and the rest of the cast of bandits, cast-off bowling alleys, whatever's TBDs, if you ask me. We're hopeful for the guy that we just drafted. But yeah, like, Cooper Jr. is probably going to make some plays in the preseason. Everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, he's just like Tom Kennedy. He's going to be amazing. And then he never plays a snap in the NFL, and it actually matters. So something has to give. I don't know if it's Zadarius Smith signing, if it's a trade. I've seen rumor in your window about possibly, like, I don't know, something laid out there with trading with the Bills for what is it? I can never say his name. AJ Empa, whatever. Like, I saw that out there. Like, so there's talks about a trade. There's talks about this. There's talks about that. But, like, the depth is scary, dude, because you got Hutch and then nothing.
Yeah. We need Smith back. Epineza, my boy. I think I either said or actually picked him for the Lions and he came out. We'll have to check the tape on that. We need that, or, like, we need something, like, just to be able to do this thing. So I don't know, buddy. It's not very encouraging, but I'm sure they're going to be like, but great, we've got Levi who's going to play. We're going to rush Jack Campbell. Watch out for your boy, Derek. I don't spell my name right. Like, they're probably going to get creative with it. Maybe they bring a lot more linebackers and we don't even realize there's another person on the edge because Marcus Davenport disappears like he often does. But that's my hope, is a trade, an acquisition, or blitz people from every direction, especially my boy, Brian Branch, and get after the quarterback that way. So, Chops, we said we were going to tell the people about dollars that make sense. Do you think we've accomplished our goal despite the audio issues, the breaks, the pauses, the boola boola, the craziness that always happens to us on the show? And did we entertain, and can we get up out of here, or what? You tell me.
Well, listen, we can never get up out of here with a short show. We've been, with the replays that go in the last two Kool-Aid packets, the short Monday and Friday packets we've been delivering. It's good to give a nice long flagship show on a Wednesday. So I think we entertained the people. I think we told them the dollars that we hope and we think make sense. We certainly know that Brad, always open for business. Holmes thinks they make sense. Dan freaking Campbell knows they make sense. And the lady who's writing the checks, Sheila the Hamp, absolutely agrees that it makes sense.
Everybody, if that made sense to you, you got to come back both Friday, Monday, but especially for the flagship here on the Wednesday for the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Everybody, that's what we got. Catch you next time. We're out.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions. Drink it in, man.